Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Q1 FY22 earnings conference call of Insecticides India Limited, hosted by Asian Market Securities Limited. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Saurabh Kapadia from Asian Market Securities. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
India Limited. From the management, we have Mr. Rajesh Agrawal, Managing Director, and Mr. Sandeep Agarwal, Chief Finance Officer. Without further delay, I would like to hand over the call to Mr. Rajesh Agrawal for the opening remarks. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Sandeep Agarwal, CFO, on behalf of Insecticides India Limited. I welcome you all to this Q1 FY22 result conference call. I hope you and your loved ones are staying safe and healthy during the health pandemic. Our Managing Director, Mr. Rajesh Agrawal, could not be present on this call due to the health issues. We would continue with our usual approach. I will present company's financial and operational performance during this quarter, and then we'll open the floor for question and answer. Let us have a view of the industry scenario. First quarter of the fiscal year started on a mixed note. Second wave of COVID-19 impacted the economy, and consequent state-wise lockdowns restricted the business activities to varying extent. Agriculture sector was largely less impacted with stable demand, but spillover impact of general macroeconomic environment slowdown was present, hampering operations of dealers, distributors, and market outreach program of the company. There were scattered and delayed monsoons present in the initial stages, though we are expecting revival in the monsoon, but the current situation led to delayed sowing in second half of June. Now let us discuss about the company's performance. In first quarter of FY22, insecticide saw a strong growth in sales on both sequential and year-on-year basis. Company reported revenue from operation of rupees 468 crores, showing a growth of around 14.3% on year-on-year basis. In this, branded sales for the quarter was 305 crores, a growth of 2% year-on-year basis and contribution of 65% to the total sales. Institutional sales stood at 124 crores, an increase of 29% year-on-year and contribution of around 27% in the total sales. Export revenues grow significantly by 180% year-on-year to rupees 39 crores. I would like to highlight that lethal group of products are receiving positive response in the market as a substitute of sales of both Thimet and Nuvan, and entire Maharatna product range is experiencing good growth. In first quarter, EBITDA for the quarter stood at 53 crores with a margins of around 11.3%. Operating margins were slightly impacted year-on-year basis due to the increased share of institutional sales, and the institutional sales margins are lesser than the branded sales margins. Net profit for the quarter was at rupees 35 crores with margins of 7.4%, which are improving and moving closer to the pre-COVID levels. Now, during the quarter, we have received 93 category registrations. The new products will further strengthen and improve our product portfolios. At present, we have total of 20 products approved under 93 category. Due to pandemic challenges, there is delay in receiving approvals from regulatory bodies, so new product launches are getting affected. Still, our plan is to launch 5-6 new value-added products in FY22, even considering this situation. One product which we had already launched in the month of July, called Hachiman, is giving us a very good response in the market. New product launched in the last fiscal are witnessing positive response from the market, and we had registered a sale of around 12 crores during this quarter, and we are expecting that they will see a stronger growth in the coming year. As mentioned earlier, we launched lethal group of products for replacing two shelf-stove products, and these products are receiving positive response in the market. Looking ahead, we are optimistic on long-term growth in the sector due to strong fundamentals and being the backbone of Indian economy. In short term, we have to be cautious as recovery of both economy and agriculture will depend on impact of subsequent waves of health COVID-19 and our national ability to contain it. We believe the temporary setbacks are behind us and company will deliver strong growth going forward as we receive new product registrations and improve our product mix, which will definitely lead to increase the bottom line of the company. Hello? Hello?
Please go ahead, sir. Your line is in the talk mode.
मैडम ये बीच में कहाँ से क्या आ रहा है ये?
Sir, can you hear me?
Hello?
Sir, hello, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, ma'am, I can hear you.
Is it coming from your line? Can you ask your operator?
मैडम आप बीच में से फोन रख दो ना. मैडम. Hello.
So please go ahead with the line. It is in the talk mode.
Hello.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give me a moment while you check the line of the management. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for patiently holding the line. The management line is reconnected. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Yeah, sorry for the disconnection. Can you tell me where we got disconnected? Hello? Hello?
Sir, you were talking about the good response of the lethal group of products.
Okay. As mentioned earlier, we launched lethal group of products for replacing two shelved-off products, Thiamet and Nuvan, and these are receiving positive response in the market. Looking ahead, we are optimistic on long-term growth of agri sector due to strong fundamentals and being the backbone of Indian economy. In short term, we have to be cautious as recovery of both economy and agriculture will depend on impact of subsequent waves of health pandemic COVID-19 and our nation's ability to contain it. We believe that temporary setbacks are behind us and company will deliver strong growth going forward as we receive new products registration and improve our product mix, which will definitely help the company to improve its bottom line also. Thank you. Now I would like to hand over the call to moderator and address question and answer queries. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and one on the touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and two. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. Participants, to ask a question, please press star and one. The first question is from the line of Saurabh Kapadia from Asian Market Securities. Please go ahead.
So if you can give some more details in terms of demand environment post Q1. So with this monsoon progression, how the demand in the domestic market is shaping up?
Yeah, as far as after Q1 in the month of July, there were good rains are coming, and barring some states, the rains are across the country. And yes, definitely the sales in the month of July is also quite good, and we are hopeful that whatever till today guidelines we have given of 10 to 12% growth, that we will achieve.
Okay. And so how is the inventory situations with the distributors?
As far as distributors are concerned, though there were some delay in sowings, but yes, after that the sales are picking up, and the materials is getting liquidated, because this is the time, second quarter, when I hope that most of the materials will get liquidated even from the counters of distributors also.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I will come back in that case.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Jitendra Agarwal, from an individual investor. Please go ahead.
This is Jitendra Jikadra, individual investor. Thanks for giving me opportunity. Sir, I have a few questions regarding expansion. What are the expansion plan for coming 2-3 years, and how we are going to fund those expansion? I mean, is there any plan for equity dilution, or it will be mix of maybe equity and debt, or how it is going to shape out, sir?
Yeah, Jitendra ji, as far as expansion plans are concerned, we had already given our guidelines that we will invest around 100 to 120 crores in coming 2-3 years. And out of that, around 50 crores approximately has been invested last year. And even in this first quarter, we had already spent around 10 crores. 10 crores capital advances has already been given. We are waiting for the delivery of the machinery for that. And hopefully by the end of third quarter, we'll be able to start our 1 or 2 projects which are there since last year. Due to this COVID pandemic, they got some delayed, and some approvals were also delayed due to that. But now we have got the approvals, and we are ready to start that project. But yes, all the amount invested in the expansion will be funded through the internal accruals. We are not going to dilute further, or no plan to take any debt from the market even. Thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you. A reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question, please press star and one. Participants, to ask a question, please press star and one now. The next question is from the line of Dhruv from HDFC Asset Management. Please go ahead.
Yeah, sir. Thank you so much. So, one question was on the 2 products that were got, I think the red category products. So, is it possible to share what was the sales in last year, first quarter for these 2 products? Because I believe in this quarter you don't have the sales for these products, but they were there in the last quarter. Is that right?
Last quarter there was only one product. Thymet we had already finished off last year, and only Nuvan was there during this quarter. And I think in the first last year total sales of Nuvan was around 112 crores. And in the first quarter, Nuvan sales, I don't remember exactly in the first quarter, but totally it was around 112 crores.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. So if I look at our performance on a 2-year basis, because last year is a bit abnormal because of all the COVID issues, so on a 2-year basis. So basically the base is F1Q FY20.
Yeah.
So if I look at this, the growth on 2-year basis is about 30% in revenue. But if I look at some of the other companies, your peers, they seem to have done a decent, on a 2-year basis, have done a decent plus 50% kind of growth. So is there something, is it because of the products that we have, catering to, where probably the demand was not high, or something else that you can point out why the growth has been a bit below what the peers have done? And when I speak of peers, I mean, I'm referring to most of the other guys. I've taken a cumulative of everyone, say, of at least the listed guys.
Boss, practically, as we are catering to the whole lot of basket, and we generally depend on the new products and new introduction into the market for our bottom line. We want to change the product mix also. But during these 2 years of pandemic, the restrictions of the field staff was very restricted. We were not able to give proper demo to the farmers. We were not able to provide them with all our benefits of the new products. So that hamper our growth, whereas the companies who are talking about, their products are already established in the market. They are not coming out with the newer products because a company we started in just 2001. We are more of a generic company, now trying to change our product shelf. So when you come out with a newer technology, newer product in the market, for first 2-3 years, you have to work very hard with the farmers. You show them the results of the products. And that can be done only with the physical presence of the staff with the farmers. That hampered us in the last 2 years. Even in this quarter, that was a challenge again in this quarter also.
Okay. Got it. So basically, it's for us, it's the new product which drives a lot of our sales.
Yeah, practically you can do the meetings on Zoom, but you cannot show the result on the field.
Got it. So, okay. But if I look at it this way, say for example, the Maharatna, I believe, would be the product that you are, which is your own category of products, and the others, I assume, are the generic ones where you are selling relatively normal brands. But for you, the generics are also a decent 50% of your B2C sales. But these are very regular category products. These are not giving you, so I'm just trying to understand what am I missing? I mean, when you say you don't have a very strong basket of your own products, so I'm just trying to understand that.
It's not like this, boss. Though we are giving the generic into the market, but as tail cutting strategy, we are not very keen to supply the generics in a big quantity, so that productions are not there, and we are focusing on the new product Maharatna category. You are absolutely right. If you'll see in ever 20 and ever 21, there is a decrease of around 7% even in Maharatna sales. That is the big challenge for the company, and that has happened only because Maharatna products contain the newer products only, and for that you have to work with the farmers. You can do meeting electronically, but you need to show the result of your products into the market. Only then, and in very first year, you cannot take care of the whole of the market. You have to take at least 2 to 3 years to take care of your market. So it depends on time, and the COVID period is such a period that the movement was restricted. Everybody knows that thing, and this year it was even more dangerous. And many mishappenings have also happened with the dealer distributors also. So that was a big challenge. But still, now we are hopeful that now people have started moving into the market from mid of June. So hopefully this year, if it didn't happen again, then we are hopeful that both top line and bottom line will improve.
Got it. This is helpful, sir. Got it. And sir, I missed the capex guidance that you gave. What is the capex for the year that you are targeting?
This year it will be around 60 crores.
60 crores. Got it. And sir, some comments on the margin profile. So we have about 12% odd for the last 2-3 years. But this year, I believe the red category products would not be there. So do you see some improvement in mix because of that? And overall, some guidance on the margins, how do you see that ranging?
Boss, as far as margins are concerned, definitely the margins will improve with the change in the product mix, and if we'll be able to work with the farmers, then definitely it will improve on the faster pace. But yes, as we are targeting 15% of EBITDA margin, and hopefully in 2 years or 3 years, we'll be able to achieve that.
And so this is across portfolio, not just B2C, right? When you're saying 15%, this includes the exports and everything.
If you'll see, it is already more than that. It will be across portfolio only.
Okay, got it. Sure, sir. Great. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Bharat Gupta from Edelweiss Securities. Please go ahead.
Hi, Sandeepji. Good evening. Sir, just a couple of questions from my side. First, in regard to the inventory levels. So we have seen that the monsoon has primarily remained erratic during the month of June and July. So what's your sense on the inventory front, particularly the herbicide inventory situations out there in the southern markets and the northern markets?
Boss, you are absolutely right. There are herbicide inventories are there in the market. But yes, as far as the inventory is concerned, the inventory will get diluted, no problem, because now in the month of July there are good rains and good demand in the market also. So I am quite hopeful that the inventories will get diluted even from the dealers and distributor counter also. And we are not keeping very big inventories of herbicide with our branches and our factory.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
And sir, if you look at the new product launches, so definitely we have been one of the companies who have remained aggressive in launching out new products. So can you give us a sense what's the idea index for our company currently and the potential of the new products which we are going to launch? Can you throw some light on the products which we are about to launch and the products which we have even launched recently?
Boss, the products which we have launched last year. So last year the total turnover of those products were around 38 crores. And during the first quarter we had already clicked a turnover of around 12 crores from these products. And hopefully the turnover from these last year introduced products would be more than 60 to 70 crores this year. As far as current fiscal is concerned, though we got the registration of 3 products, but we could not launch even a single product in this first quarter. We launched one product called Hachiman in the month of July, and we got very good response from the market. Even whatever we were planning to manufacture and sell in the market, we have to manufacture more than that. So response was so good in the market. The results are very good. That product is with the help of Nissan, and one product is from insecticide. There is a combination of these 2 products. And we are hoping that at least 4-5 more products registration we will get during the year. And though it depends on the timing, if we'll get it after the finishing of the second quarter, then definitely the impact of the sales, bigger impact of the sales will come in the next year. But yes, even in the second half, there will be some sales, but that will be only for the introductory sales only.
Right, sir. And so like, if you look at the blockbuster products, so definitely King Table was amongst the one, primarily in the year 2016 when we launched it. So, like, do we have some such kind of a product which can become one of the blockbuster products going ahead, like primarily in with the product which is there in pipeline, or it has launched? Any such product which can generate a turnover of more than 200 odd crores for the company going forward? Do we have such kind of a product in pipeline?
So very difficult to say that there will be a single product who can clock the turnover of 200 crores. Very difficult to say, but yes, there are certain products in lethal category like lethal gold and lethal granules we have introduced. Taraki is one product which we have introduced. All these products are showing very good results in the market, and hopefully the lethal group can cross 100 crores. And 1 or 2 new major products are also in pipeline. One is with the Nissan. As and when we'll get the registration, hopefully that product would be a very big product. I cannot say more than 100 crores or 200 crores, but yes, definitely it will be more than 50 crores. And at present we are targeting those products. We are thinking that we should have 10 products in our kitty who can contribute around 50 crores instead of having one or two products who contribute 100 crore or 200 crores. Because at the time of banning, it gives a very bad state, like Thimet and Nuvan, both were around 100 crores best highest selling products and got banned. So very difficult to lose your 200 crore sales and then maintain and then further grow. We know how to do it, but it is a painful process. So it is better to have 5-7 products or 10 products with a 50 crore turnover instead of having one or two products.
And sir, what kind of a strategy are we implementing in particularly scaling up these products? Like, are we increasing our distribution base, or how are we going to like increase the overall penetration of these products in the markets?
Boss, we are not trying to increase the distributor base. We are trying to increase our farmer base. We are trying to improve the penetration, because you have to show the result of your products in the market. If product is able to show or demonstrated good results, then you can penetrate among more farmers. Even out of your farmer kitty, you can even penetrate to others farmer also. So we are trying to work on the field with the farmers instead of working with the distributors. We want to get the demand generated from the farmers so the distributor can sell it easily. So this is our strategy.
And sir, pertaining to our exports front, so where we have seen a like improvement. So what has been the key drivers behind such a spurt in the overall level of growth?
For exports, the basic growth driver of export is the registration. As and when you get the registrations of the newer molecules in the countries, or you get the registration of the newer countries, definitely the demand will come from those countries, and exports will get good boost. Though there is 180% of increase in the exports in first quarter, but still due to the problem of containers, which we are facing since last quarter of last fiscal also. So that is hampering our export as of now. We are having good orders in our hand, but due to the paucity of containers. So I hope that even with this challenge also, we'll be able to double our export this year from the last year.
Right, sir. And sir, if you look at our raw material cost issue, so particularly have we taken sufficient pricing increase in order to mitigate the cost increase which we have seen in our raw materials? And is there a likely scope of a further price increase during the subsequent quarters as such?
Boss, everybody knows that the prices of raw materials are going very high. Due to one reason is petroleum and another reason is China. But specifically, it is not going in a straight way in all the molecules, particularly in yellow phosphorus molecule related. It is going in one direction. But yes, we are feeling that till December, they are not going to soften further. And as all these prices are increasing for the whole industry, so it is easy to pass on to the consumer. But if it will go only for one particular industry, then very difficult to pass on to the consumer. But yes, if some industry is having inventory of old stock, even then it is difficult to pass on the whole increase. That may impact your margins, but yes, now we know that it is impacting the whole industry. So whatever will be there, it will be passed on to the consumer in phased manner.
But sir, generally speaking, what kind of a pricing increase have the industry been taken so far on the generic side rather than on the branded side?
Boss, it depends on product to product basis, but you can say 5 to 7% increase can be there in various products, and in some products there may be more than 10 to 15% rise also, but those products are only related to yellow phosphorus like glyphosate, so glufosinate. So these type of products are there. Some you can say even fertilizers are going up. So that is a particular category which is taking more price impact. Others are in the range of 5 to 6% only.
Right, sir. Thank you, Sandeep ji. Wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. Participants, to ask a question, please press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Deepak Kole from BNK Securities. Please go ahead.
Hello. Thank you for this opportunity. Sir, I have a couple of questions. Sir, how do you see the working capital days in this quarter? And also, if you can provide a net cash position as on first quarter.
Boss, as far as working capital is concerned, definitely in the first quarter, if you'll see, the working capital days will be on the higher side, because we are having a good inventory of raw materials also with us, because the supplies from China are interrupted, and to have a smooth supply of the finished products in the market, we had good raw material inventory with us. And as far as debtors is concerned, still the collection from the market are on the slower side due to the pandemic, and the market is opening up now after 15th of July. So hopefully by the end of second quarter, the working capital days will come down, inventory will also come down, and debtor days will also come down. But as far as this first quarter is concerned, the debtors are on the higher side, the inventory is also on the higher side.
Okay. And what about the net cash position?
Net cash position in the first quarter, बहुत मैंने exact number की working तो नहीं की है, but yes, it is not on the negative side.
Okay. And sir, sir, how do you see the raw material prices currently? And sir, what are the reasons for stable gross margin despite higher raw material prices?
Boss, higher raw material charges will impact you only when you are the only person you are bearing the brunt of higher raw material prices. If whole industry is bearing the brunt of higher raw material prices, then the higher cost can be passed on to the consumer gradually. You cannot pass it in the one go, but gradually you can pass on. So the margin profile will not impact adversely much. But yes, if it is only for me, then definitely I am going to get impact. But if it is for the whole industry, then definitely the impact will be on the lower side.
And sir, we have guided for 4 to 5 new product launches in FY22. Sir, but we haven't launched any new product in first quarter. So are we expecting any product launch in the second quarter, sir?
Because already we had launched one product called Hachiman in the month of July. The response is very good from the market. It is a combination product of one product from insecticide, one product from Nissan, and we are hoping for the registration of 6-7 new products. If we'll get it, depends on the timing of the registration. But if I'll get it before the end of the second quarter, then there could be some good sales. But if we'll get it after second quarter, then there will be only introductory sale during the year, and next year the impact of the major sales will come.
Okay. And sir, you have also mentioned about the 60 crore rupees capex for FY22. Is it only maintenance capex, or are we going to spend on any adding some like expansion in the backward integration we are doing?
Yeah, maintenance capex during the year comes out to be around 10 to 15 crores. So rest will be on the newer capacities. We are working on some raw material manufacturings to reduce the imports from China. So those plants, I hope that will get ready by December. So we are expanding on that.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Riju from Asian Market Securities. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Thanks for the opportunity. So I would like to know the volume growth and the value growth for Q1. So if you could give these two numbers.
So boss, out of the 14%, you can say the value growth could be around 6%, 5% to 6%, and balance is the volume growth.
Okay. And also would like to know, like, if you have taken any kind of price hike in Q2, if we look at the raw material prices, that has gone up significantly, and other companies also are, doing some price hike in the in Q4 FY21 or Q1 FY22. So have you taken any kind of price hike, or are you planning to take any hike in the next month, or maybe in this quarter?
Hey, boss, price hike you can take only with the trend of the industry. It is not possible that only insecticide can take price hike, others cannot take. It's not like that. If Dhanuka will take price hike, UK will take, definitely insecticide will take. So any individual industry can never take the price hike from the market because it is a consumer market. So it depends on the product to product also. As I already earlier mentioned that yellow phosphorus products, they got price hike in first quarter also, and other products whose prices, raw material prices are rising due to petroleum products or due to other reasons, those products will definitely get price rise in the market when their sales time will come.
Got it. But this hike that you have taken in the last quarter, that is enough to maintain your gross margin, or will you plan to take another price hike?
Boss, you cannot take price hike to maintain your margins. This is a consumer market and you have to work with the industry only. If all the players in the industry will take hike in a say product X, only then you can take price hike in product X. You cannot individually say that yes, my margins are lower, I want to take price hike in product X, then definitely you are not going to get the sales of those products in the market. So it is a industry trend. It cannot be individual company trend.
Okay, got it. And sir, one last question on the export revenue. So the export revenue growth run rate that will continue for full year? That we can expect?
It will not continue at that pace of 180%, but yes, definitely with the challenge of transportation which we are facing, the container challenge which we are facing, because the containers availability is very less, and whatever containers are available, government is giving priority for the food grade item first. So despite those challenges, we are hopeful that we will be able to double our exports in absolute terms from last year.
Okay, so might be a good growth we can expect for FY22.
Yes.
Okay. And sir, which geography has seen the growth in Q1?
Basically, the major growth in Q1 has come from the institutional sales, around 27-28%.
No, sir. Which geography in terms of in the export market?
In export market, boss, it is overall. I cannot specify a particular geography because across country, Latin American, these countries where we are exporting, we are getting good response from all the countries. During this period, we got some registration in Brazil and Latin American countries also. So we are getting orders from them and we'll start selling to them.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you. Participants, to ask a question, please press star and 1. To ask a question, you may press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Saurabh Kapadia from Asian Market Securities. Please go ahead.
So on the pricing front, you mentioned if the industry-wide the pricing goes up. So looking at the industry level inventory, do you see any possibility that industry is ready for the price hike? And also, how is it, looking at the demand situation, do you think that price hike is possible?
Boss, the price hike I had already explained you.
Yeah.
Price hike can only be when the industry can take the price hike, right? As far as inventories are concerned, there was a supply disruption of raw materials from the China and other countries also.
Yeah.
So people were not having much more inventory. But yes, with the situation of pandemic going forward, now what industry is planning to procure the raw materials for at least 3-4 months in advance. The raw material which were procuring earlier in the month of January to March, what we are doing, we are now planning to procure those materials from Diwali onwards, so that there should not be any short supply for the material in the market. But as far as some herbicide market is concerned, due to the delayed monsoon, those herbicide demand has been picked up in the month of July. Even in the first quarter, if you'll say, the sales of herbicide is maximum. Even in our sales, the sales of herbicide is maximum. During this first quarter also. So inventories with dealer and distributor will not be much. I will not say that it will be zero, but it will not be on the higher side.
Oh. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Jitendra Agarwal, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Sir, I have a question regarding, there was 20 crore write-off, I think it was last year. So I just wanted to know, is there any legal proceeding going against them? And I think it was totally written off in the book. So are we expecting any recovery from that 20 crore amount? And if yes, then what is the expected timeline, sir?
Jitendraji, we had not written 20 crores totally from the books. We had written 50% of that. 10 crores we have written off from the books. And I think 4 or 5 crores we had already recovered. And 4 parties are there behind the bars. And we are hopeful that by the end of this year, we'll be able to recover other balance amount of 4 or 5 crores from the parties. 10 we had already write off. So we are hopeful that we'll not be able to recover from that amount.
Okay, and what are the checks and balance for the, I mean, these things are not happening again, so is there any something we have, I mean, any plan so that we, I mean, these things don't happen again, so
Jitendraji, we had already applied so many checks and balances. The major balance which we had applied is we are now getting the balance confirmation from all the parties on quarterly basis. Every month we are sending them their balances, and quarterly basis we are asking them to confirm their balance and send us if there is any discrepancy. So now the chances of misappropriation is very less. When it happened, that was a 22-year-old staff. Company were having faith in the old staff, so that has happened. But yes, now we are very strict. We are stricter at the point of our branch level also, from where the material is going to the dealer and distributors. We are having private agencies deployed at that places. And the best part is that we are sending the statement monthly and getting the confirmation on quarterly basis, and which we are getting audited from our internal auditor also, that we had already received 100% confirmation or not. So those are some checks and balances which we have introduced.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Participants, to ask a question, please press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Dhruv from HDFC Asset Management. Please go ahead.
So, in your presentation, you give quite helpful data on slide number 3, the Products Freshness Index.
Yes.
So, is it fair to say that this, I mean, just wanted to confirm, this split is for your B2C sales, right?
This split is for our sales. It may be B2C, it may be B2B also, because we are selling the packing product to B2B also. Like we are come out with the Hachiman during the month of July. So Hachiman we have shared with two companies in the month of July. So this will include the total sale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this is including. So this includes even technicals also, is it? So because in B2B you also directly sell technicals.
There, it will include technical also.
Okay. And so the other thing which I note is, so if, for example, if I look at the total, sales of these products in FY18, the products which were there in FY18, and for the same category of products in FY21, the sales have declined. So effectively it means the new products but your overall sales have increased. Since FY18, your overall sales have increased.
Yeah.
But the products which were launched, say for example, which were there in FY18, and their sales in FY21, the sales is lower, but the overall sales is higher. So that means your new products are not doing as well as what your old products are doing. Is that a fair conclusion to draw from this? And if that's the case, sir, what is the change in strategy that you're planning to address this?
Dhruvji, let me clarify you. There are two type of launches in the market. One, we are coming out with certain products with the this reverse engineering, the products which got off patented in the market, and we launched those products in the market for general distribution. And the specific question about 2018 was Disparamic sodium, which we had introduced in 2018. See, in 2019 the sales go up. These products which are got off patented and relaunched in the market in first 2 years, you can get good sales, good margins also. But with the passage of time, you lose your because many players then come with 9(4) registration in the market. So you can only then sell your brands in the market. You lose your B2B sales because they are also coming out with their own products with 9(4) registration. So this is the one reason. And there are second type of product which are combination products or patented products. Those products got sales in the increasing trend. And the third one product, like we introduced certain products with our partners like Nissan. We introduced Pulsar with Nissan for first 4-5 years. Pulsar give us a good growth, but now 7-8 more players are there in the market with that particular technical. So that impact your sales as well as your margins also. So it's not like this. You can say that new products cannot come down. Yes, if it is a reverse engineering product, definitely it will going to come down. But if the combination product is there, it will not come down for at least for 4-5 years. It will come down only after 4-5 years when other products are either competitive products are there or you lose your process patent. Only then that will happen. But yes, in reverse engineering product, definitely after second year they are going to go down.
Got it. Yeah, so because see, for example, if I see the products which the FY18 as a base and the product that you had launched in FY19, the number with 65 crores has come down to 47 crores. Similarly, the product you had launched in FY15, which was there in FY18, had a sales of 34 crores, and FY21 is 10 crores. So I see for all these things, there is a decline. Say, for example, even the FY18, the product which was launched in FY18, had a sales of 66 crores that year, and FY21, that sales is now 25 crores. So it seems these set of products, there is a decline in all these set of products, but the overall sales is still higher. So,
sir, if you'll see, in particularly in the year 2021, the 2021 is the year where we were not able to move into the market. So whatever new product are there, you have to continuously work with the market. You have to expand your reach in the market. So 21 is a special year where the market reach was almost less than 50%. Even in the first quarter, you will see the market presence of the staff was very less. That's why you'll see there is only a 2% growth in our branded business as compared to the 14% total growth. Whereas our basic business is branded business. We would love to improve the sales of our branded business, but that can happen only with the movement of the staff, the working of the staff with the farmers. And that is only a temporary phase because the pandemic is not going to go there for the whole life. So this is a temporary phase which I feel that has now almost over.
All right. Sure, sir. Sure. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Participants, to ask a question, please press star and 1. As there are no further questions from the participants, I now hand the conference over to the management for closing comments.
Yeah, thank you for patience listening. I again welcome all of you to this conference call, and with this promise that we will deliver whatever we had said to you. And thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of Asian Market Securities, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your line.
Yeah. Thank you.